This is so delicious. Thank you very much for getting this for me. Is there anything that I can do to pay you back?
Anything, huh? I could skin you bald, or even make you do unspeakable acts that couldn't dare be spoken of.
Please, not anything like that.
You're lucky. I'm gonna let you off the hook this time. So tell me your top 5 animes as payment instead.
Well, that definitely wasn't as bad as any of your other ideas, so you have a deal. Now, this isn't going to be anime that I think are the best from a writing, animation, or just objectively better.
So, what are you basing them off then?
It will be purely based off what I enjoy more. Number 5 is Kokoro Connect. I've done like 2 videos recently about this show, so I'm going to get to the point very quickly here. Kokoro Connect is an awesome show because it does an amazing job building characters by putting them into tough situations. For instance, like body switching. I love watching them having to figure out how they need to change their outlook on things, become better, stronger people, and as well as relying on their friendships to power through it all. With a great story of powering through adversity and couple that with some great jokes, just a general blast, and makes you kind of sad when the ride comes to an end for such a thrilling show.
It's a shame what happened to that series, but you'll at least be able to read the light novels soon enough.
Yeah, I'm hoping that sometime in 2021 it'll be fully translated, but for now, what you gonna do about it? Anyways, jumping to number 4. You know what type of worlds that I love in anime? Are these futuristic worlds, but they don't feel like they're in the year 3000. It seems like they're kind of still in this era, and like I could actually like imagine it. And that pretty much describes the look of a certain Magical Index's world pretty much. The show follows Toima, who has an ability called the Imagine Breaker, which can cancel any attack. So you know he's gonna be OP, knocking out everyone like he's Tyson. Then there's this whole divide of ideas and sources of power in the show. You have the science side, which is from Academy City, where people get espers that allows them to pull off different tricks like teleporting or electricity. Then the other side is magic, which is controlled by religious groups. And they just do the standard magic attacks that you see from your regular fantasy shows. So you have this cool conflict of sides battling it out, and sometimes the sides can be intertwined with each other and can actually be on the same side, and it becomes a complete mess of a battleground with so many crazy stuff happening that it can be kind of hard to keep track of, which I freaking love a ton because I'm just a big fan of just pure chaos. Also, there's a certain scientific accelerator and a certain scientific railgun, which are side series that I just wouldn't skip out on watching these because it can really enhance the main story because it all intertwines. All in all, it's just a fun and enjoyable story with a lot of layers of factions and groups that will just keep you on the edge of your seat the whole ride through. Ow! That freaking hurt a ton, you know?
Weak. Just go to number 3, Lamo.
So, this show here is freaking insane in some of the things they pull off, and I love it. Nichijou pretty much follows 6 characters, mostly, but there are a few who have some decent little segments in the show. But for the most part, it's just these 6 characters living a normal, everyday life. Which is why it's called Nichijou, which translates to everyday. Now, I'm a big fan of slice of life shows like K-On! And Lucky Star, but Nichijou just takes that formula but turns it up to 11 because some of the things are just freaking insane to me. Like, I'll give 2 of my favorite segments from the show to illustrate why it's so enjoyable. The first one here is Yuko gets punished and has to sit outside of her classroom, and she has to witness some unfathomable events. The freaking principal and a deer legit battle it out for dominance, and it gets crazier and crazier and crazier, so Yuko can't take it anymore and tries to tell someone, but can't because she is so distraught from the situation that she is left speechless. The other one is when my favorite character in the show, Mio, gets her heart broken, so she starts to put on her Nikes and dip, and man, she can run, and it's kind of ridiculous when Yuko starts chasing after her. Like, she does a little showcase of her boxing, then is so fast that old lady was using her as a freaking taxi. Eventually, she gets that all over her system and feels better. If you haven't watched, please do. It's a freaking blast of insanity. And there's this Nichijou CD, which I absolutely recommend to listen to as well, because it's amazing, especially when you read the lyrics to some of these songs. Olivia, do you feel that?
Feel what exactly?
Love. Love is in the air. Not any type of love. Young love. Which brings us to number 2. Toradora is freaking amazing as well. And it made me addicted to romance animes because I just loved everything about it. The show follows Taiga, a girl with a small stature who has a lot of anger problems, which makes her a total tsundere, and I think the cream of the crop of that archetype. Then we have Ryuji, who people are fearful of, but he has this total sweet side, and like, he loves to just be nice when he cleans stuff, and just all around actual good person, when we get to know him. So at first, they didn't really like each other or anything, and they realized that they liked each other's friends. So they go through this whole sequence and plans of trying to match each other up with their friends, and they blunder it pretty bad on numerous occasions. Eventually, with them always being so close, trying to help each other, their feelings change in unexpected ways for them, and it's just a fabulous romantic story, I feel. Besides the great romantic story, it's also pretty funny with some of the things that they do in the show, and I do like at times when the shows don't take itself super serious the whole way, but I like having solid breaks between the more serious moments.
Cool. So what's number 1?
Man, that's really hard. Can I cheat?
Sure, why not? If you aren't cheating, you aren't winning.
Alrighty then. Number 1 won't be a legitimate Japanese animation, but instead I'm going to go with the more literal definition of animation. I'm going to be honest with you, I've seen Gravity Falls start to finish about 10 times. That's how much I love this show, because it's freaking awesome in my opinion. It follows 2 twins, Dipper and Mabel in Oregon. They have this journal with many different secrets and hidden info. They go through many different hijinks of facing zombie clones, time travelers, and above all else, a creepy weird one-eyed triangle named Bill. I like it because it has a fun mystery in it about who wrote the journals. There's a lot of clues and whatnot in it. That was a fun time to be part of the community and try to figure out what's gonna happen. It does a great job of being able to tell more lessons without hitting you over the head with a brick with it, as some kid shows tend to do. And it's still very enjoyable with all the crazy things that happen with wacky characters, and there are even some adult references in there which can be pretty fun. The show holds a great place in my heart because it's the first show that really got me interested into animation and wanting to branch out, and it's why I eventually watched shows like Toradora and, kid you not, SAO. So without Gravity Falls, I probably wouldn't even be that interested in anime. So thank you, Gravity Falls.
Interesting. You chose a kid's show to be number 1. We'll see if it works out for you.
It should be fine. It's my list and an opinion, and it's all subjective anyways. So people won't have the same ideas and no one should be mad about that. Hopefully, at this point, you have liked the video and subscribed. And thanks for watching.